Okay, in this tutorial, we are going to discuss employee paycheck, or an employee payslip as we refer to it. And we're going to access it by clicking on the 2020 icon and going into Human Resources. At the menu at the top, we're going to select Payroll and then Employee Payslips. The first thing that we're going to do now is hit the Create button, and we're going to select the employee that we want to create a payslip for. So I'm just going to start typing in Brant, and you can see that Brant Wadsworth populates into the list below. And I'm going to hit OK. Looking into the system to find all of the time that has been approved that has not been applied to a paycheck that fits within the criteria that we have here. So I have this set for a whole month. Just wanted to make sure that we grabbed all the time. Just a couple of housekeeping items. First of all, by clicking on the name right here, specifically this, we'll be able to go right to the employee's record. This will take us right to the employee's contract. This is to the payroll structure, which has all of the salary rules that will be applied for this specific employee. Scrolling down, we have a series of tabs. Okay, the first tab is the worked days and the inputs. This is showing everything that we're going to calculate on this particular paycheck. So here you can see that this particular individual has a lot of time related to some projects and some different classifications. Here's some regular time, some overtime, a couple of different projects that are on here. If I scroll down below, I can see what we call other additions and deductions. These are all of the other inputs that might be calculated on this employee's paycheck. And this is pulled in automatically from the employee contract. So you'll notice that every pay period, Brant Wadsworth receives $50 for toll tag allowances and has $125 in garnishments that are taken out each paycheck. You'll notice that the things that are added are in blue and the things that are deducted are in red. The things that are not used are grayed out. But we could have just as easily come in here and we could have added another item simply by clicking on the item and adding to it. So I'm going to come in and say we're going to add in a phone allowance of $25 this check. So now I've added that in quickly. When everything looks good, all we need to do now is hit Compute Sheet, which is this button right here. The next tab is what shows us the salary computations. So when I click on this tab, again, blue is positive, red is negative, obviously. The first few items here, everything above this line, these are all of the wages that have been added to this employee's paycheck. For certified payroll reasons, we're pulling this and grouping this by project. So we can see that on the Rangers Ballpark, there are 80 hours of regular time. On the Rangers Ballpark, there are 1.7 hours of overtime. The line below here is the gross pay. So this is the sum of all of these wages above. Then we have some pre-tax deductions. Whatever we set up on the employee contract, we're giving an additional $50 here. We're taking $249 here. This looks like this is the 401k pre-tax, and this is the health insurance deduction. The next lines are the FICA. So these are taxable summary lines. This is what we're going to use to calculate what the FICA and the federal withholding taxes are based on. Here's our actual taxes that are being taken out. Here's our Social Security tax, our Medicare tax, and our federal withholding. And then we have our after-tax income. Below that, we have some additional deductions. Here's the phone allowance of $25 that we manually put in, the toll tag allowance, which was on there, and a negative $125 for child support. As we scroll down here, we can see that the net pay for this employee is now calculated here. And then down below, we have all of the company liabilities and any year-to-date totals. We can save this paycheck now and print it out in a couple of different ways, but I'm going to go ahead and just print this paycheck. So now we can see, Brant Wadsworth. We can see all of the different jobs, the amount of hours, the rate, the pre-tax adjustments or any adjustments to gross, any taxes, any other adjustments to the net. Here's his direct deposit information, and he's got a net pay of $1,169. Please let us know if you have any questions or would like to schedule a one-on-one demonstration.